I have been sick with influenza A. No doubt a psychic attack from the forces of boringness who seek to silence me. But because I am protected by the chronomulator of infinite I was barely affected. But I still have this blasted cough. And they did manage to make me sleepy for a few days. Yet, in my sleep I dreamed, and in those dreams I saw, and in those visions I did, and in those deeds I became, and in that becoming I sought, and in those seekings I found, and in those findings I was, and so now I am. Hence I will speak, and some of you will hear. Not a lot of you, but some. And that's all I need, so let's talk, you and I. I go to Twitter, and instantly, I'm angry. The algorithm feeds me my own rage. It knows how to upset me. It knows how to give me that dopamine hit of the psychotic hypnotic. Elon owns Twitter. Elon owns America, and the rage virus will spread, giving everyone that dopamine hit. You like that dopamine hit? You like that dopamine shit, you fucking hypocrite? How dare they? How dare they? That's what it gives you. Ooh, how dare they? Ooh, 'cause that's how it's done now. They can't give you yes, so they give you no. They can't give you finally, so they give you one of these days. One of these goddamn days. It's all psychological tantalization, a tease, not a tempest in a teapot, but a teapot in a tempest. You are that teapot. But praying to whatever gods may be that you don't get shattered in the carnage. They who summon the storm think to themselves, in this storm we can remake the world. But they fail to account for the nature of chaos. They think, we will use chaos. We can make chaos serve us. For they are all of them deceived. They are not using chaos. Chaos is using them. They think, we who control the algorithm will control the world. They believe in their hubris that they see all of the variables, but the tiniest, little insignificant speck of a variable that they did not see, that they could not see, will undo them like a kitten playing with a ball of yarn today, tomorrow, a year from now, a decade, a century, who knows? Chaos may use them for a long time or only for a short while, but it is merely using them, merely creating the conditions for itself. I only hope that it can achieve its machinations without oceans of our blood washing away the world as we know it. I hope that it holds us in higher regard than I imagine it does, in higher regard than we likely deserve. Already, we have been baited and switched. We thought we were in for 4 more years of Trump, but only now do we discover that Elon Musk is now the face of the MAGA movement, with Trump now consigned to the role of a mere distraction. How long will Trump's ego tolerate such a paradigm? Already the signs are emerging that he grows weary of playing second fiddle. But how dependent is he now on the power consolidated by Elon, who even as we speak worms his tendrils into all of the branches of our government, collecting valuable information, destroying that which displeases him, and conquering all which he desires. By the time Trump grows sick of Elon, Elon may be an incurable disease. Trump may be capable of turning the base against Elon at his will, but by then Elon's power won't rely on populism anymore. It'll be reliant only on the sheer width and breadth of his knowledge and his access. There's a reason that Elon is copying all government data onto private servers that are directly under his control. He knows that his window of opportunity may be short, so he will use it to make himself the J. Edgar Hoover of the 21st century, a man in possession of such an insane preponderance of information that he can use it to secure himself as a mandatory fixture of government. Don't be surprised if he remains in power, even in the event of a democratic takeover of the executive branch. Like it or not, he is emerging as the de facto ruler of this country, and the window wherein he can be stopped is closing rapidly, if, in fact, it has not already closed. The most surprising part about all of this is that anyone is shocked. The shadowy cabal of elitists who ruled the world from behind a veil have grown sick of the veil. They already had all the power in the world, but the one thing they lacked was the ability to openly flaunt it, to admit it. Now the pretense has been dropped, and the plutocracy has been laid bare. And if we can rejoice in nothing else, we can rejoice that at long last our real rulers have decided to rule us openly. Yet this may prove a fatal mistake for them. They had a lovely little scam going, don't you think? They ruled from the shadows, forever siphoning the rage of the dumb populace into grievances with one of their two little fraudulent political parties. Oh, things suck. Must be the Democrats. Things suck. Must be the Republicans. And that'll still work for a little while. But the expiration date on that deceit draws nigh as the real rulers are revealed and the puppets are slowly phased away. Who will they scapegoat then? Some foreign entity? Some internal traitors? They'll try it. It'll even work for a time. But ultimately, the buck will stop with them, whether they want it to or not. I think their gambit is that by the time the populace grows malcontent with their rule, they will have the technological infrastructure in place to kill any nascent uprising in its infancy. They will be able to hold on to power through the sheer might of their surveillance apparatus and their advanced weaponry, and the consent of the governed will be an item beneath their concern. Techno-feudalism, essentially. I don't think it's going to work out for them. I think that in their endless hubris, they have convinced themselves that their powers of control, their prowess at control, is greater than what it actually is. They believe that because they have achieved total control of us within this paradigm, they can easily change the paradigm and still maintain that control. Alas, history is littered with the wreckage of those who thought themselves invincible, who believed that they had outsmarted the chaos, only to be swallowed whole by it. The Roman emperors, the divine right monarchs, the industrial barons, all fell, not because they were weak, but because they grew too arrogant to see their own vulnerabilities. The tighter they gripped, the more the cracks spread, the more the seeds of rebellion found fertile ground. It will be no different this time. Elon, the algorithm, the cabal, they are not new gods. They are echoes of old tyrannies with a digital facelift, desperate to transcend their morality and their mortality through data and dominance. But chaos is patient. Chaos doesn't need to rush. It whispers in forgotten corners and plants ideas like ticking time bombs in unsuspecting minds, and it waits for the perfect, unpredictable moment to strike. A glitch, a scandal, a single spark in just the right powder keg. That's all it takes. And when it happens, it won't be some grand orchestrated revolution led by charismatic leaders or well-funded movements. It will be messy, spontaneous, irrational, born from the very chaos they thought they had tamed. Their surveillance grids will miss it. Their predictive algorithms will miscalculate it, and their fortified strongholds will crumble from the inside out. It could be tomorrow, could be a century from now, but on the scale of human events, it won't take long. It'll be interesting to see what transpires over the next few days, weeks, months. I see 3 distinctive possibilities, but there are always far more possibilities that hide from us. The first possibility is that Trump realizes that Elon is a threat to him and attempts to disempower him, creating a rift in MAGA and throwing the current political machinations of the administration into disarray. If this happens soon, Trump will likely emerge victorious. If it happens later, the results are more of a mixed bag. The second possibility is that Trump realizes that Elon has him over a barrel and accepts his role merely as a facilitator of the overt plutocracy and the usher of techno-feudalism, and continues to serve his current role. In this scenario, Elon acquires so much power that he cannot be dislodged from the workings of our government and becomes a permanent fixture in the halls of power. Both parties must kiss his ring. Let me make out with your little ring, you fucking oligarch piece of shit. The third possibility is that forces within the government structure, well, not necessarily the government structure, it could be the business structure too. But what's the difference? The power structure realize that Elon is a threat to their carefully constructed veneer of democracy, and that his actions will eventually destabilize their position, so they kill him. Maybe Trump as well. Elon, they'll probably make it look like some sort of Luigi Mangione figure did the deed. Trump, they'll probably make it look like a heart attack. And then they would simply get J.D. Vance under their control, which would probably be pretty easy. Guy seems like a fucking puppet to me. There are almost certainly other possibilities that I cannot foresee. But as of the writing of this little screed, these are the ones I think are the most likely. Of course, like all Americans, I'm operating on limited information. And so there could very well be possibilities that are entirely obfuscated from my perception. Anyway, have a good day.